Hi guys, Tom Mancuso with Mancuso Mortgage. I wanted to share a story with you that happened this week, but I didn't want to write a 20-paragraph social media post to make you sit and read all that. However, what happened this week I feel is one of those moments that really helps define who you are in life. It's one of those times when you get to pay back those people who mean the most to you in life. Through my challenges and my struggles of life, there were times I was very angry and I held grudges against those people who I felt did me wrong. I quickly learned, though, as I worked on myself and I overcame a lot of my own trauma, that it's very important, it's actually most important, to give back to the people who did you right, not the people who did you wrong. Karma will take care of those people. I had at the time, this is almost 7 years ago, I had got a 3-month-old pit bull puppy. The puppy was growing up. I wanted to make the dog a therapy dog to work with me, but the dog was very rambunctious. The puppy was very rambunctious. She definitely needed some obedience training. And while I've had obedience training before with dogs, they were much easier to train than this dog was. I got referred to a training company through a mutual friend of mine that knew the owners of this company. The owners' names were Jose and Monique. I called the training company. I explained what I wanted to do with the dog, that I wanted to have her trained for obedience, but I also wanted to have her trained to work as a therapy dog. One of the owners, Jose, agreed to come over to my home to evaluate the dog. I thought that was a little odd, but he explained to me it was about not only evaluating the dog's behavior and living environment, but also evaluating the owners as well. So I agreed. He came over my home. He quickly realized we had other dogs. My girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife, had moved in with me. We were in the process of buying a home together, so our dogs were kind of in a mixed family. I explained to him the work as a therapy dog was important to me because of my own personal experiences. You see, when I was in a motorcycle accident back in 2009, I spent 3 months in the hospital. While my friends were great and came to see me in the hospital, it's hard to really hide my real situation. They would come in and you could tell they were just kind of shocked to see my physical state. However, the hospital had therapy dogs, and the therapy dogs would come see any patient that wanted to see them. I love animals. I love all animals, but I really love dogs. And I quickly came to realize dogs don't care how many eyes, arms, or legs you have. They just want affection. They just want attention. And in return, they give us unconditional love, which is amazing, especially if you're in a time of grief or need. So Jose explained they could do that. However, they would need the dog's undivided attention. They would need to board and train Kona for 3 months at least to make sure that she was properly trained. And then she would come home and be part of our family. I reluctantly agreed. However, I agreed only because I understood Jose and his partner Monique were very passionate about the work that they did. They loved animals, they loved dogs, and they really took care in their work with families. So I agreed. It actually ended up being 4 months that Kona was gone. And when they brought her home, I quickly realized the training had really just begun, at least for me and Kona, because every weekend we would go to Jose and Monique's training boot camps at their facility, and I would work with Kona. I would learn the different commands that she knew. I would learn how to read her body language, her facial expressions. Dogs will tell you how they're going to act, or you can at least see their body language, just like a human. She can also read my body language, and how I was with her can help dictate how she would act. So we went through all of these boot camp classes. It was really great to really get to know Kona and work with her properly. Kona is now 6.5 years old. This is probably a low estimate. In the past 6 or so years, Kona has worked with hundreds, probably well over 200 patients, everything from the elderly to veterans to children that live with disabilities. Kona has also been with me to a number of elementary schools to teach children about physical disabilities on humans and service and therapy dogs. She has literally seen probably over 1,000 elementary school students. She has also seen hundreds of doctorate medical students, because I would go to physical therapy schools and occupational therapy schools or colleges and see those students and share from a patient's perspective what it's like to live with a disability and be in a hospital with a disability. It's actually how I met my wife. If you guys don't know that story, that's another story. Anyway, Kona has done all of this work. But now she has a new job. I don't work as a patient advocate anymore. Kona is now a nanny dog to our 2 boys. My wife and I have 2 young boys, Giovanni and Nico. Kona is amazing with these boys. She cares for them like they're her own babies. And I look back and I realize all of that patient advocate work that Kona did with me prepared her to be a nanny dog to our babies. She interacted with so many people and children over the years that it really prepped her to be a great nanny dog. But the story is not about Kona. The story is actually about Jose and Monique. You see, this week we closed on a home for Jose and Monique, a home up north with almost 3 acres where they can eventually move their training facility to, because their current home and training facility is rented. And the owner has said when the lease is up, he's going to sell the home. So they literally will have nowhere to go to train their animals and their dogs. They train hundreds of dogs from hundreds of families in this area. People travel from all over, and they work with a lot of animal rescues as well. They really do God's work. But they're self-employed. They have multiple means to get payment from clients. It's not very easily tracked. And I'll be honest, Jose has some back tax work he needs to do. And so really and truly, most lenders and loan officers have told them it's going to be 2 full years before they can buy a home or get qualified for a mortgage. But I'm a mortgage broker. So I have access to programs and lenders that some other lenders don't have access to. And I can sign up pretty much with any wholesale lender. So I quickly started looking at different programs that were out there that could appease the situation. They have great credit. They had plenty of assets and down payment. They just really didn't have the right income documentation. So I found a lender called Change Mortgage that would actually do the loan with very little income documentation. But my mortgage brokerage wasn't signed up with them. Cue my best friend and also the president of my company, Jamie Kavanaugh. I explained the situation to her. She's also a dog lover. She quickly told me she would sign up with this lender so we could get these people into a home. We signed up with the lender. They searched for a home. They wanted it outside of the city limits, more of a peaceful situation, but they also wanted land. They found it. They found a home up north by Prescott with almost 3 acres total. They made an offer. Their offer got accepted. But I don't like to overpromise and underdeliver, as I said, to my friends or my clients, and they're both. So I was very straightforward with them. I told them we only had one shot at this. I told them it was going to be stressful, and I really wouldn't make any promises until we got across the finish line. So they agreed. They agreed to kind of hold their breath throughout the process. The process, of course, was taking effect during a really tumultuous time for the mortgage industry. The economy, inflation, everything is kind of haywire right now. The mortgage market itself is just kind of a roller coaster. Rising interest rates and lenders stopping some of the programs they have, maybe some of the more of the rare programs are being stopped. But none of that mattered. There's nothing that can compete with the power of the human spirit. Everyone from my president, my CEO, my senior processor, my junior processor, my operations manager, my junior loan officer, and myself got involved. We even had the Association for Independent Mortgage Experts get involved, all the way down to the fact that so many people at this lender helped us get this loan across the finish line, even when things were changing at a rapid pace. We even had the president of this company get involved to help us get this loan closed. This Tuesday, they signed their documents, and Wednesday, they got the keys to their new home on 3 acres that they can eventually move their business and their training facility to. That's what this is about, the power of the human spirit. Make sure whoever you do business with truly cares. That's what matters in life. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.